farmers. Farmers is one community which was not happy with the Mahayuti in the last election because of the low prices of cotton, of soya bean. BJP turned the tables, promised this overtures to the cotton farmers, to the soya bean farmers at the end of the campaign in their manifesto. And more importantly, they promised a full loan waiver, something that the BJP usually does not do in a state election. I think this is something that has ringed the bell with the farmers. We see the big flip which has happened in the Vidarbha region. Third reason I would put the PM slogan, as I first said, Ek hai to safe hai, has united the OBC vote in the state like never before. 38% OBC vote, biggest chunk in the state. It seems to have totally consolidated for the BJP. The Hindu consolidation which has happened, I think has done the trick, and that shows in the numbers. It's first time an alliance has crossed 200 seats. First time an alliance has over 50% vote share. BJP itself at 130 seats. I think it is showing the magic which has been done. Of course, the Sharad Pawar's collapse has come as the icing on the cake for the BJP, because Sharad Pawar seems to have really pulled down the Mahavikas Aghadi and scoring. He's number 6 amongst the 6 parties. I think all these reasons together, along with the RSS push on the ground to the BJP, has helped them achieve this big milestone.
And like you said, the loan waiver promise, that's not something that the BJP has been in favor of all these years. For the last decade or so, many elections have come and gone by, but that's a promise that they haven't made up until now. Many saw that as a sign of desperation. Well, whether it was desperation or a well-conceived idea that helped them win this election, that would be disputed. But Yasha and Payal also continue to be with us. Now, Payal, the next question, of course, is going to be, who is going to be the Chief Minister? From the looks of it, even Eknath Shinde says or believes that the BJP should have the Chief Minister's chair because their numbers, the math is there for everyone to see, and that's not something he can fight.
Well, of course, it's $1 million question. Let's not get the word from the leader of आप बताइए कि कैसा लग रहा है ये विक्ट्री? कैसा लग रहा है ये? It's very hard for BJP to utilize right now. Playing the background side. ये विक्ट्री का श्रेय किसको जाता है? आवाज सुनाई नहीं दे रहा. Well, she's having a problem in hearing us as well, but let's ask her to come to another location. Let's try and get her here, as she's a very, very popular face. Again, a Nandi man. She's everybody speaking about in Maharashtra, but yes, everybody wants their leaders to become the Chief Minister, and there is no doubt about that at all. As well. We'll try and get her one to the Shiv Sena leader as well. ये जीत किसने दिलाई है? किसका श्रेय जाता है? That's deafening noise over here as well. भाई आप बताइए जीत का श्रेय किसको जाता है?
Payal Mehta there in the thick of all the action, as we see outside Eknath Shinde's residence, outside Varsha Bungalow, and that's expected. We short while ago saw Eknath Shinde come out, as you see on your screens, the victory sign being waved by him and all of his members of parliament, all of his other leaders of the party. They have pulled their weight and how as far as this alliance goes. And speaking of pulling their weight, Ajit Pawar and his camp was someone who was believed to be the weak link as far as the NDA went. But he's too, in this occasion, proven that that's not the case. He's not dead weight and he can pull his way through. This is redemption, perhaps, someone, isn't it, for the Ajit Pawar camp as well?
Well, absolutely. And the collapse of the Sharad Pawar faction in this particular election, I think, is a big leg up for Ajit Pawar. Now he can claim rightful legacy over the NCP, like Eknath Shinde is claiming over the Shiv Sena, because there is no better proof for that than an electoral result. I think inside the BJP camp, Poonam, I must tell you, there were apprehensions about how good Ajit Pawar will perform. Many people, even in the BJP, thought that Sharad Pawar, being the the expert he is and the old hand he is, maybe he'll be able to put up a good show. But the numbers do, he have even, I think, surprised the BJP with Ajit Pawar leading in as many as 37 seats. That's also an extremely high strike rate for him. That has also helped BJP put up a good performance in Western Maharashtra, Mahayuti, which was seen as a bit of a weak link for the BJP in these elections. So I think Ajit Pawar, for all the 3 constituents of the Mahayuti, have performed very well. And I was hearing a panelist earlier, in fact, saying that Mahayuti did not have coordination. The numbers show how the Mahayuti partners have been able to transfer votes to each other. That is why such a huge verdict has come. On the other hand, on the Mahavikas Aghadi, the allies, Congress, Uddhav Thackeray and Sharad Pawar, have miserably failed to transfer their votes to each other in an alliance, and that is why we see them at just 60 seats right now. I think the a lot of introspection to do, especially for the Congress party, which contested 102 seats and is just winning just 17 seats. It is bringing down the entire alliance, to quote the Prime Minister, the Parijeevi party, which feeds on others and brings down the alliances.
And it's not just about getting the math right. There was rebellion within both camps as far as NDA and the Mahavikas Aghadi went. But the NDA and several of the BJP leaders were either placated, or some of them were then given a ticket from the other camp. They contested or moved to the other party, contested on another ticket. And that's really what seems to have worked for the NDA in this case. More reactions coming in from on ground before I get in Yasha as well.
Sabha, because they know the efforts and work Dada has done in the taluka.
There are a lot of, one thing is going on, we met a lot of people in Baramati also, a lot of Baramati, they says that Ajit Dada should be made Chief Minister of Maharashtra. What is your feeling about this particular, wishes from the voters, from the supporters?
Of course, even I feel the same way. But now in regards to the results, all the, elder leaders will take that decision. But yeah, every Baramatikar does want to see Dada as the future Chief Minister.
Any words for the voters, they give a huge victory to the
voters. Like I said, I would definitely want to take this opportunity to thank all the voters in entrusting the Mahayuti Sarkar with, such a huge margin, and we will work for the progress of the state and the taluka.
Thank you so much.
चांगलंच वाटतंय जसं मी तुम्हाला सगळ्यांना आधीपासून सांगत आलोय.
Pawar's son there also going on to build chorus for his father to be the chief minister. Well, Ajit Pawar's camp, Ajit Pawar has ensured that they pull the weight in the NDA, but the BJP is the single largest party with 132 seats at the last count, just to their own tally. You need 145 as a halfway mark, as majority in the assembly in Maharashtra, and 132 at last count are just with the BJP. Yasha, you were in Thane earlier today. Eknath Shinde's bastion, Gad, and that's really what the scenes were in Thane as well. Whereabouts are you now, and what's the mood like?
So, when you speak of the whole look and feel at Thane, in fact, even before we could leave from Thane, there were posters that were up congratulating the Chief Minister for having secured this very leads. In fact, we cannot even say win, because of course the results are still trickling in. But as of now, I am at Varsha Bungalow. We followed the Chief Minister all the way from Thane. He left this very official residence of his late last night and was at his actual residence at Thane, so as to wait for the results to come in. Now that the results are out is where he is here. He showed the victory sign. He was present along with his grandson. I'll show you the kind of preparations that are on ground at his residence. In fact, the party karyakartas, the workers who were present right here, they had celebrations, distributed sweets. Here there is a rangoli that's being made by the karyakartas and the staff of Varsha, which says Abhinandan Sahib, which clearly means they're congratulating Chief Minister. Apart from that, there's been celebrations that have taken place at the Varsha Bungalow. Karyakartas had gathered here. There were dhols, there was gulal, all of the celebrations that took place. And in a while from now, we'd expect both the deputy chief ministers to come in here and address a joint press conference. That is Ajit Pawar and Devendra Fadnavis would be here. Following which, we'll also see how Devendra Fadnavis will be heading to the BJP office. So yes, just before Eknath Shinde could come in, there was no celebration here. In fact, those at Varsha Bungalow waiting for that announcement to come in so that the celebrations could begin. And as soon as Eknath Shinde was here, all celebrations have begun. In fact, Eknath Shinde, after having had the celebrations, he's gone back inside. So now we'll have to wait for some more time to wait for that press conference. But the kind of figures that the Mahayuti has gotten has clearly had a joyous moment, because the kind of numbers that had come in the exit poll did not have that kind of a clean sweep. But here, of course, this very result has outmarked all of it, and particularly, all of those leaders in power have credited this to the schemes that they had implemented in the last couple of months. After the Lok Sabha election, we'd seen the kind of rigorous work that all of the party workers, all the party leaders had gotten into. In fact, in the run-up to the Vidhan Sabha election, it was also evident the kind of efforts that were put in by the Prime Minister, the Home Minister, and the senior leaders from the BJP, and that's showing in 132 plus. In fact, until late last night, when we spoke to several party workers and party leaders, they had hinted at 120 plus seats for BJP. But this is clearly, outshining the the figures that even the BJP was expecting. And here, when it comes to Eknath Shinde, the kind of a response that he's, that comes in from several MPs from the Shiv Sena shows that Eknath Shinde has clearly taken forward the legacy of Barasaheb Thackeray, because it was a prestige
so that
battle
prestige
here,
battle
in
has
this
been
country.
won by Ajit Pawar and by Eknath Shinde. Both the legacy of the NCP and the Shiv Sena has been maintained by both these camps, and now they have a stamp of approval in terms of electoral wins to make that claim as well. Mayuresh joins us on this broadcast, but before I get you in, Mayuresh, let's listen